Alright, this is my new setup. So I look really noob next to all these really good people. Look at this shit here. Okay.
That one too. It's like a tower.
Whatever. Whatever. So I just got back from BigWow ComicFest in San Jose, California, and this was a really, really cool event. A lot of my favorite artists, Adam Hughes, Frank Cho, Nicole Brune, and a lot of other people, they were all there, and it was a little mind-numbing because not only had I never seen these people in person, but now I got to see all of them at one time. So that was like a real treat for me. Now the problem with an event that has so many big time names is I didn't really get a lot of business. That was something that I wasn't really prepared for. Look, when people go to events that have big names, they're going to see those specific people. A lot of the people. Okay, look, I was sitting next to Ron Lim. He's an artist who's worked with Marvel for a long time. He's most well known for his work on the Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War, and the Infinity Crusade. But he was sitting right next to me, and all day people were coming up to him and saying that they had been reading his work since they were kids. So a lot of the artists, the veterans who were there, had fans of like 20 plus years. So of course they got all the business. But that's to be expected, I mean, in hindsight, of course it's to be expected, but I just wasn't ready for that going in. So first day, day one of the event, I made almost no sales, which kind of sucked. But that's not a slam against the convention itself. Like, the convention delivered everything that it said it was going to deliver. I just don't think that it's really tailored towards small-time artists. I had talked to a few other people, smaller artists. By smaller, I mean, like, if you're not fucking Adam Hughes, then you're like a small-time artist at this thing, okay? I talked to some of the other people, and they didn't really do well with sales either. But, you still get to be around really experienced, really skilled artists, so in a way, you can still walk away with something, walk away with experience or knowledge, and that kind of thing. So, am I going to return to this as an artist in the artist alley? Eventually. I'm not going to go next time because I just don't feel like my work is up to par, so it shouldn't really be in... I know I don't like to think of other artists as competition, but when you're trying to sell stuff and attendees only have X amount of money, in reality, you are kind of competing for that money, and right now, with my current level of work, it can't compete, so I'm going to hold off on going to next year's BigWow. Well, actually, it's not going to be called BigWow next year. It's going to be called Silicon Valley Comic Con, whatever. So I'm not going to go next year. But you know what? If you have disposable money and you can accept the fact that you probably will walk away in the negative in terms of money, and you're cool with that, and you just want the experience, then go to this thing. There are a lot of crazy good artists, and I think if you go in there with an open mind and you're cool and you're down to talk to some of the artists, you can learn a lot. As an attendee, should you go? I think you should go. If you're in, I mean, it has the word comic in it. If you're into comics, I can't see how it gets any better than this. The big time Comic-Con like San Diego and New York, they've become so, what would be the word? Oversaturated with like popular culture or popular media, like movies and shit, that it really strays away from comics. So I think this is keeping it a lot more, it's keeping it a lot more pure. So if you're looking for a really big, really cool, really pure comic book event, go to this thing. Go to it. Okay, so to cheer me up from my poor sales on day one, my friends and I decided to go walk around downtown to go get some fish and chips. And then I was just in such a bad mood. I was like, you know what'll make me feel better? Going literally next door to get a big bowl of curry, which actually started to make me feel a little sick. So I was like, rather than resting, I made the dumb choice of like, hey, you know what'll make me feel better? If I drank some sweets. So we went around the corner and I got some boba. And you know what? All night I was feeling sick. I think I took in more grams of sugar that one night than I did like the entire month of March. But anyway, the next day when I woke up from my sugar coma, day 2 started, and day 2 was completely different. I actually got a lot of sales. I did not break even for my investment, but I still got a lot of sales. I assume it's because all the people who came to see their star artists had already gone and done it day 1. So they moved on to us other tables, you know. So I'm gonna show up all the commissions that I did over the weekend. A majority of them were blank variant comic book covers, and those are always fun to do. I like doing those. I think my favorite one from the weekend was my Spider-Woman. Yeah, I think that'd be my favorite one. But overall, it was a good experience, despite the whole money thing, the whole sales thing. But you know what? You can't really obsess over that kind of stuff because you can't control it. So I mean, I was upset about it during the weekend, but as soon as we were driving home, I was like, I was over it. Actually, I do kind of regret that that I let it bum me out so much because look, I spent the weekend in the same building as my favorite artists. What's his name? Draco Malfoy and little Anakin Skywalker, and okay, Mia. Oh my god, so like, oh my god. I don't know. I was in the same building as these people all weekend, and I was just sitting at my table being a little grump, you know. So I'll just be sure to keep my attitude a little bit more in check next time. But that's all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop in on my weekly live drawings I have scheduled every Saturday, or you could just subscribe to make sure you never miss a video that I post. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.